Hello, welcome to Wandering with Justin. I wanted to share a little book with you today that I've been reading. And the book is called Bushwalking and Camping, written by a fellow called Paddy. Now, Paddy was born in England in 1900. His real name was Frank Austin. Now, Paddy, in a lot of ways, he had a lot of empathy for the environment and was very keen to preserve it so that it could continue to be enjoyed by future generations. He emigrated to Australia in 1926. Very quickly became very interested in bushwalking, camping, cross-country skiing, a whole variety of those type of things. He was a pioneer in a lot of ways. More than that, he goes in to give intimate details as to how to manage these activities in a way that still allows your full enjoyment of the area that you're in, but for its conservation and preservation for future generations, to limit the amount of impact that you have. And he was also very heavily involved in the setting up of some really important organisations involving some very early bushwalking clubs, and also the precursor to our modern day search and rescue in New South Wales. So some really important things that he achieved quite young in his life. One of the things he did is he wrote this book called Bushwalking and Camping, and I wanted to share a little bit of this with you today because I found it fascinating and I thought you might be quite interested. And so in the book that he wrote and in the life that he lived, he went to a great deal of trouble to try and help people to understand ways to minimise their impact in the bush and to be able to conserve things and make sure that there would still be a bush for the future generations. Now I'd like to share with you a short little passage from this book, and then we'll talk about that as I go for a little walk around. Bushwalking is a path in the bush with dappled shadows dancing at the sun. It is swimming in a clear, cool stream, birds united in a chorus at dawn, or moonlight glistening on glossy leaves. It is the smell of gum leaves, a mountain covered with a silver-white carpet of snow daisies, or the creamy froth of blossoms effervescing from a bloodwood tree. It is sitting with friends by a campfire and talking under the nightly pageant of stars. Yet lest the feast be too cloying, it is getting wet, cold, hungry, scared and bewildered, but never lost. And I think that's a really fascinating insight into the mind of another bushwalker, but it's also a very fascinating insight into what it is about the bush that we love and some of the things that are amazing for us. If I reflect on those words, it makes me realise that many of the things that drew Paddy to the bush are the same things that drew myself and many others, and it's that hugely varied experience. It's living a life a little bit differently. It's being able to reconnect with nature and experience all the grandeur that nature has to offer, but it's also experiencing some of those unpleasant things and being willing to put up with a little bit of discomfort or have a bit of a miserable day, cold or wet or those sort of things, and yet still be able to immerse yourself into something that's wonderful and very different from our everyday life in our modern world. And I think that's very important. So in his book, he goes through and gives a great deal of information about all the different aspects of outdoorsmanship, everything from bushwalking, from packing, from planning, campfires, tents, the lot. You name it, there's really good, sound, practical advice. In a lot of ways, these details are the precursor to what we now know as the elements of the leave no trace principles. And while he didn't invent those principles, he certainly believed in them. So what are these principles? Plan ahead and prepare, travel and camp on durable surfaces. Dispose of your waste properly. Leave what you find. Minimise campfires. Respect wildlife and be considerate of your host and of other visitors. So what does it mean to plan ahead and prepare? It means do some homework before you go to a place. Understand what type of things you might need. Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Do you have the right clothing? Do you have the right shelter? Do you have enough water, food, and so on? It's great to know some survival skills, but it's even better if you don't have to use them because you've used your brain ahead of time and you're prepared for your journey and you have everything that you need. So number 2, travel and camp on durable surfaces. Now, all around me here you can see is a grassy field. Looks like a great place to camp, and I'm sure it would be. This is pretty durable, but in a lot of areas the topsoil can be quite thin and a lot of the plants can be very fragile, and so you need to really be considerate. Where are you walking? Where are you camping? Where are you throwing your stuff? Because once you damage something that's precious, once you erode soil that can't be replaced, that's permanent and that will stay like that. So number 3 is dispose of your waste properly, and it's exactly what it sounds. Carry your waste out. If you could carry it in, you can carry it back out. So number 4, leave the place how you find it. Don't take things away. Don't collect samples. Don't take a plant that you particularly like and want to try growing. Don't pick flowers, and don't carve your name into trees or write your name on rocks. Just leave the place how you found it, so that it can be just as enjoyable for the next person that comes along. Number 5, minimize your campfire impact. Everybody loves a good campfire when you're out camping, but there's a whole range of things you must consider. Of course, there's the fire danger. Are you going to light a bigger bushfire? Don't do that. Be responsible with your fires. Keep your fire small, only use as much wood as you need to, and put your fire out when you leave, and leave no trace. Number 6 is respect wildlife. Look at them, observe them, take your pictures, but don't lure them. Don't feed them to get them to come close to your camera or anything else. Don't feed them because you feel sorry for them. Your food can make them sick, it can make them aggressive. It can also make them reliant on food that they then later don't get, causing them to starve or to suffer. Leave them alone. Let them live their life. That's the best thing you can do. Number 7 is respect your host and respect other visitors. So wherever you go, be respectful of that place. And what does respect mean? It means you follow all the other principles. It means that you make allowance for other people. It means that you don't make a lot of noise. You keep quiet. You don't disturb the peace. You don't light fires that are out of control. You don't leave your rubbish lying around. You don't interfere with plants or animals or anything else. And you behave in a way that respects everybody. And that way we all get to enjoy these places for generations to come. And that, I'm pretty sure, is what Paddy Pallins would have loved us to be able to do. So Paddy Pallins, thanks for your efforts, mate. And ongoing appreciation for everybody else that adheres to or tries their best to follow these principles. You know, I wouldn't proclaim to be perfect, but I do try to think before I act, and I do try to consider what impact I might be having before I do stupid things. Don't always succeed, but I try, and I think that's the key part here. So that's the video for today. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.